My name is Ed Washington, and I will be instructing this portion of the class. You've just learned how to identify and describe your skills, beginning with job-related skills, transferable skills, and your adaptive skills. But when do you get a chance to talk about your skills? Well, your first opportunity would probably be during the interview. In fact, it might start out with something like, why don't we begin with you telling me about yourself? At that time, you want to start talking about your skills, not about what some of your personal preferences are as far as food or some of your hobbies. You're there to get a job. You're there to get hired. So, as far as I'm concerned, the opening statement is probably the most important thing that we're going to cover. Maybe I'm being a little biased, but I think the opening statement, if you get that down, your chances of getting hired goes up considerably. So, okay, let's begin with you telling me about yourself. You might start out by saying, and I always like to, and you don't have to remember this as far as job-related skills, transferable skills, you know, but I usually like to start off with talking about the job-related skills. I might start off something like, I have 30 years experience in a number of jobs, including truck driving and warehousing. Have skills with driving vehicles, operating forklifts, operating pallet jacks. I have experience with inventory, loading and unloading trucks. That's the time when you start talking about your skills. Start out with job-related skills. In the middle somewhere, mix in some transferable skills. And I always close out using adaptive skills. And the reason for that is because adaptive skills are the skills that tell what kind of employer you'll be. Those skills are things like honest and dedicated and hardworking. So I like to close with that. It's kind of give it a nice way to close it out, because a lot of times when we start talking, we're trying to figure out, how am I going to close this up? How am I going to end this? So we would like for when you go in there already. Now, I'm not trying to tell you that you need to try to memorize an opening statement. But the thing of it is, you know what you've done. You know what, how long you've done it. You know who you've done it for. I guess I'm trying to say, don't try to commit it to memory. Just know it. Like you know your name, you know your birthday. It's just some things you know. And you know what you've done, what branch of service you was in, whether or not you acquired a skill there. We do want to get examples in. While working for ABC Company as an over-the-road driver, I had a route from Seattle, Washington to Tampa Bay, Florida. And you can talk about how you safely done that for so many years. And that would be saying that you can do it. You've proven it, where you did it, and who you done it for. You will have an opportunity to develop your opening statements. In fact, if you worked on a job for several years, you might want to use one format, whereas if you really don't have a real long job history, you haven't worked on a job 10, 15, 20 years, well, you'll have opportunity to use different formats as far as your opening statements. So again, you will have the opportunity to develop that opening statement. And like I said, if you get this down, this is the first thing that you're gonna say to that employer. And this is the first impression he's going to get. And y'all know what they say about first impressions, lasting impressions. So we need to nail our opening statement. We're just talking about our skills, how long we've done those skills, where we acquired those skills, where we utilize them. Now you will have an opportunity to develop your opening statement.